Hey guys, it's Jess Terry here, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of mat yoga with you guys today. We are going to be on the mat the whole time, so if you have sensitive knees, this might not be the right workout for you. We're going to be kneeling or sitting for most of the entire practice today, and it's just going to give us a nice stretch. All right, so we're gonna start in child's pose. For child's pose, I like to have my knees nice and wide so I can bring my body between my legs. And I'm just gonna bring my head down to the mat, relaxing my upper body, letting my hips sink between my legs. Just relax the muscles of your face. Let all the tension in your shoulders just melt away. We're gonna have a great practice today. Take a few deep breaths just to center yourself and be present here right now on your mat. And let's come on up onto all fours with your shoulders stacked over your wrists, your hips stacked over your knees. Fingers are open nice and wide to help evenly distribute your weight through your hands. And then we're just gonna start by wiggling side to side, moving your hips and your shoulders and your midsection, preparing your body for the stretches to come. Big deep breaths. Then let's find a neutral spine, a nice flat back. Pull your belly button in toward your spine. Shoulders away from your ears, and you're gonna lift your head, lift your tailbone, pull your abs down as you inhale. And then exhale, tuck your tailbone under, drop your head, and pull your shoulder blades apart. And again, inhale, lift. And exhale. Tuck it under, pull your shoulder blades apart. And continue, big deep breath in. Just one more, big deep breath. And exhale, drop your head. Coming back to a neutral spine, we're gonna extend one arm and then the opposite leg to the back. Your back foot is flexed so your toe is pointing down toward the mat. And we're just gonna find balance here, lengthening from your fingertips all the way through your heel on that lifted leg. Just one more breath. And exhale, lower. And inhale, other side. Here we go. You want your bicep to be right by your ear, gazing down at your mat to help keep your neck in line with your spine, finding balance. Last breath. And exhale, bring it down. Let's open our knees nice and wide. Shift your hips back into child's pose again. Then you're gonna bring one hand toward the outside of your mat. The other hand comes on top. Slowly drop your head. You may put your forehead or your cheek on the mat to lengthen through your side of that top hand. Big deep breath in and then exhale, relax. And let's come back through center to the other side of your mat. Other hand now on top. And lower your head down, lengthening through your whole side. Let's come back to center. In that tabletop position again. And then let's tuck your toes under, big deep breath, and then we're gonna exhale, lift your hips up for a downward facing dog. So try to get your ears right between your biceps. Bend your knees a little bit and try to straighten your back. You want your spine to be as flat as possible. Let's alternate bending and straightening each leg. Bringing a little fire to your hamstrings. And let's shift back into a child's pose. Anytime that you need it, you may take a child's pose during today's practice. If your shoulders need a break, you can bring your hands behind you for rabbit pose. Relaxing your neck and your shoulders. Resting your forehead on the mat. And let's push back into a tabletop position. Bring one leg forward and shift your hips forward. You want your knees stacked over the ankle of that front leg, and you're gonna feel a nice stretch in the hip flexor of your back leg, kind of in your groin area. Big, deep breaths. Just relaxing into the stretch. Big inhale, and then we're gonna exhale, shift your hips back. Straighten that front leg for a hamstring stretch. I like to kind of wiggle my hips side to side, hitting that stretch from several different angles. All right, on your next inhalation, shift forward again. Then let's rise up. Inhale, reach your arms up, pulling your shoulder blades back for a low lunge. Your hips are sinking down. Big hip flexor stretch with that back leg. Big deep breath in, and then exhale, bring your hands back down. Shift your hips back again. Breathing, breathing. And then let's bring your hands on the inside of that leg. Shift back, and then we'll switch it out, bringing the other knee forward. Remember, knee stacked over your ankle of that front leg. And we're shifting forward to get a stretch in your hip flexor of your back leg. Breathe. Big deep breath in, and then exhale, shift your hips back, straighten that front leg. Moving side to side if that feels good to you. Then we're gonna shift forward again, inhale. Then pressing your foot into the mat, inhale, lift your arms up. Low lunge, pulling your shoulder blades back, lifting your chest toward the sky. Continuing to breathe. Big inhale and then exhale. Bring your arms down, shift your hips back. Lengthen through your hamstring. And then bring your hand on the inside of your leg. Bring your leg back, open your knees nice and wide, and let's come down into a child's pose. This time, let's bring your palms together and bring them to the nape of your neck and gently press right by your elbows into the mat. Activating your back muscles. And let's bring your hands back to the mat, back up to that tabletop position. Tuck your toes under. We're gonna push back into another downward facing dog. Big inhale, and then exhale, lift your hips. Shift your head so that your ears are right between your biceps. Fingers are open nice and wide. Let's try to lift your hips up just a little bit higher. You may have your knees bent here, straight back. If you have the flexibility in your hamstrings, you can straighten your legs and drive your heels down toward the mat, lengthening all through your posterior chain. And let's come on back down. Drop your knees. And let's shift back into a hero pose. You're gonna take a big inhale, reach your arms up toward the sky, and then bring your hands in heart center as you exhale. One more just like that. Then let's shift forward. So you're standing up on your knees. We're gonna bring your hands to the back of your hips, pull your elbows back, maybe push your hips forward, if that feels okay. Be very mindful of your lower back and your neck in this position. Focus on pulling your elbows back, opening your chest. Relax your lower back. Push your pelvic bone forward slightly. And then I'm going to show a few more variations of camel pose. You can do the same one where you just put your hands in the back of your hips, or you can reach back for one heel and lift the other arm up, lengthening through your abs. Maybe you feel it in your armpit. Pushing your pelvic bone forward a little bit more. And let's switch it out. Other side. Reach back and reach up. Breathing. And let's release it. And I'm going to give you two options. Either go back to the hands behind your hips, pulling your elbows back, or if you want to go into a full camel, reach back for your heels and gaze up gently toward the sky, but don't drop your head all the way back. Pull your shoulders back, opening through your chest. One more breath. And let's release it. Bring your hips back, come back into child's pose. Relax your lower back, relax your hips. Maybe move side to side if that feels good to you. Then we're gonna come back up to a tabletop position. Walk your hands forward a little bit. Slowly lower your chest down onto the mat. Bring your elbows in front of you so that they are stacked right underneath your shoulders for Sphinx pose. We're gonna open up through our collarbones. Press with your forearms down into the mat, shoulders away from your ears, and breathe. Think about squeezing an orange in your armpits to help activate your back muscles. If you want a little bit more, you may put your hands where your elbows were. Inhale, come up. Still relaxing your lower back. This is not about arching your lower back as much as you can, even though it's gonna automatically go there. More think about relaxing your lower back, activating your upper back, your triceps, shoulders are away from your ears, elbows are soft, your triceps are firing. Gently pushing your pelvic bone down toward the mat. See if you can walk in your legs a little bit closer to each other. Strong arms, strong back. One more breath. Then I'm going to open up my knees and push back into child's pose again. One breath here. And then we're going to transition into a seated position. I'm going to show you a fancy way to do that. It may take a few times practicing. We're going to push up into downward facing dog. Walk your toes a little bit forward. Cross your ankles. Bend your knees. And then rock on back. Extending your legs out straight. Big deep breath in. And then you're gonna exhale, bring just your chest down, keeping your back as straight as possible. Lengthening through your spine, lengthening through your hamstrings. Big deep breath in. And then exhale, we're gonna fold all the way over, gently dropping your head. Reaching whatever you can, grabbing your shins, your ankles, or maybe your toes. Big deep breaths. And let's inhale back up to a seated position. And let's open your legs for a straddle stretch. Big inhale, and then you're gonna exhale. Walk your hands out. If you're feeling a stretch in your inner thighs, sitting straight up, please stay there. But if you need a little bit more, walk it out. Continuing to breathe. I like to wiggle side to side a little bit to hit my inner thighs from different angles. Just one more breath. And let's come on back up. A few upper body stretches. You're gonna take one hand, put it behind you, lift your chest. You may have it just right here in the center of your lower back, or you can wrap it all the way around if that's accessible to you. And then you're gonna reach out for that other leg, peeling your shoulder back. Looking up toward the sky, breathing. And let's gently remove that arm from behind your back. Bring it across your body for a shoulder stretch. If your inner thighs are getting tight, you are welcome to bring your legs back in. Some of these stretches may be slightly uncomfortable, but they shouldn't be painful. So same arm that you were just stretching, let's reach it up and over, keeping your chest and your shoulders facing forward, lengthening through your side. Let's sit back up, big deep breath in, chest facing that same leg, and then exhale, gently lower your chest down. Back to center. We're going to do everything on the other side. So take that other arm, bring it behind your back, wherever you can reach, and then reach out. Maybe you just touch your knee or your shin. Peeling that shoulder back. This is going to be a stretch for your front deltoids, your pecs, maybe a little bicep in there. Breathing. And let's release it. Bring that arm back around, counter stretch. Then inhale, reach that arm up. Exhale, fold over, lengthening. Inhale back up to center. Twist your body toward that leg and exhale, lower. Inhale back to center. And we're gonna do another straddle stretch. Exhale, fold. And let's walk your hands back up. Bring your feet in. Bend your knees. So we're gonna transition into a boat pose, an ab strengthening move. So slightly lean back. You can keep your heels down on the mat if you need to. Otherwise, lift them up, pulling your belly button back into your spine. For a bigger challenge, hands up above your head. Maybe even straighten your legs. Big deep breaths. To maximally challenge your core, you want to have your lower back like in a C curve, so it shouldn't be arched. Push it out the other way. Belly button towards your spine, trying to push your lower back out. One more breath, you got it, you can do it. And exhale, release. Drop your heels down, and we're gonna reach out for whatever you can grab, your shins, your ankles, your toes. And let's release. You're gonna bring one foot in. So we're gonna do a pose called double pigeon. It's mostly for your outer hips, for your piriformis muscle. So if you have really tight hips, you're probably gonna wanna pull your foot all the way in. If you have a little bit of flexibility in them, you may have your shin bone parallel to the front of your mat. So not all the way tucked in, pulled out a little bit. And then we're gonna put that other leg on top. So ideally you wanna have your ankles straight, so that way you can feel it more in your outer hip. Sitting up nice and tall, breathing. Maybe rocking side to side, forward and back. Just one more breath. And let's release it. We're gonna switch it out, put the other leg on the bottom. Last breath. And let's release it. Sit in easy pose. Let's roll your shoulders back. And then forward. Shoulders down and back, ear toward one shoulder, lengthening through your neck and your trapezius muscle. Sitting up nice and tall, chin to chest. Ear towards your other shoulder. right, now we're gonna gently lie down on the mat and get ready for some final cool down stretches and a relaxation. So let's lift one leg, roll your ankle in a circle, and then go the other way. And then grab wherever you can underneath your hamstring, maybe your calf. A nice hamstring stretch. Then let's bend that knee. Place your ankle over the knee of the other leg. Maybe you thread the needle in between your legs and grab underneath the hamstring of that other leg. I like pulling my heel in a little closer to my hip. I get a better stretch that way. You find what works for your body. And then let's gently twist over, lengthening through your spine, pushing your shoulder blade down, maybe using your top hand to pull your leg down to a deeper twist. And come back to center. We'll do the other side. So lift that other leg, roll your ankle in a circle, and then go the other way. And then pull that leg to you, grabbing whatever is accessible. Then let's bend that knee. Lift the other leg, ankle over your knee, reclining pigeon pose. So that figure 4, if that's accessible, or find what works for you. And let's twist your body. Our last stretch, pushing your shoulder blade down, looking over your shoulder, big twist. And let's slowly come back to center. Extend your arms and your legs out. Palms up. Completely relax for our corpse pose. Relax behind your eyeballs. Relax your eyebrows. Let all the tension in your jaw, your neck, and your shoulders just melt away. Few more deep breaths. All right, then we're gonna slowly come back up to a seated position. An easy pose. I hope you have enjoyed today's practice. I hope you can leave your mat feeling stretched out and wonderful, relaxed. Let's take a big, deep breath to close out our yoga practice for today. Inhale. Reach up toward the sky. Hands to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me. Enjoy. Goodbye.